October 24th, about 10:30. We on Camp Bowie Road and Altamere Drive. To the right, 183. To the straight up, 580 west. 83 east to the left. This is the road I drive down when I'm coming home from the yard. This is kind of like the hood part of the hood. This is the whole stroll out here. This is where the junkies and the $40 hit it and quit it joints be at. That's the auto zone I always go to get my car supplies. You'll see the little motels and little hour joints, hotel, motel, hostro. I can't imagine being homeless, man. I can't imagine what it's like to be without a car. Even though it was just like maybe 6 years ago, I was on the public transportation. I was on the bus in Oak Cliff. And Oak Cliff, something about every hood, they all look worn down. And ain't a lot of bright days ahead left in you know, the parts of town where people that moved on. It might have been at one time a happening part of the city, but people take their money and leave, and you know, it is what it is. Some people get left behind. Storefront businesses, you know, little car lot here and there, but no real economic opportunities this way. But we decided we'd make our way back to Aledo. We decided we're gonna get up and go back to work today. After I was supposed to be back on the 21st, or the 22nd. I was supposed to go back the 22nd. Finally decided to get my ass up, be responsible. But I feel good though. I feel good that I took some extra time. I feel a whole lot better knowing that I'm not rushing to get back. And I didn't tell any lies to the company to tell them like, hey, my car was broke down, or I told them no lies. I just didn't talk to them. I knew I wasn't ready to go back, so I wasn't answering the phone when they called me. And so, you know, it's one thing to lie to people. I try not to lie. Like, I'll try my hardest not to lie to people. I don't want to just be having a reputation of everything that comes out of my mouth is a lie. So, and I think they kind of understand that being a driver is a tough job, and you got to be mentally already gone before you physically leave the house. And I just wasn't mentally gone, spiritually gone, emotionally gone. I was still there. So it made it impossible for me to come back to work on time. That's Loop 820. We drive that all the time. Coming from 30 going east, we get on 820 a lot, and 20 going east, coming from Aledo. But I realized that, like, I have to be mentally prepared to do something, or else I run the risk of making a big mistake. Fools rush in where angels dare to tread. That's a saying that I've heard before. I think what that means is that a person without understanding of self, knowledge of self is so important because we live in a world that's ever increasing with complications, and it's never slowing down. Everything is only moving faster, and you can kind of lose yourself in the rat race. You can lose the perspective of what is my life about? What am I here to do that I have to do? That's my mission. That's my purpose. And having some things to really, really keep you going, and knowledge of self will help you to steer away from a lot of the pitfalls in life. And I think growing up without a strong male figure in my life, I've kind of been handicapped a little bit, because it really is hard for me to think logically. It's hard for me to think without the emotions. Most of the time I think about how stuff makes me feel, what people think about me, or I'm not good enough. A lot of self-doubt, a lot of negativity, and I have to realize that I don't have to necessarily feed into that, but I do have to have a plan to counteract that ingrained pattern. So I have to constantly reevaluate what's going on internally, instead of looking for external things to kind of keep me motivated. I have to look within. Where are my priorities? Where are my values at? That's another thing that I really, really feel like I don't have a lot of. I don't have a lot of values or priorities. So I kind of just go along with whatever's going on in the moment, and I usually end up staying in that mode too long to where it becomes destructive, and I can become my own worst enemy. The enemy is within me, because I'm not paying attention to what's going on. There's a check engine light, just like in my car. I had a leaking tire, and the warning light stayed on in my car. It stayed on, and I just kept ignoring the warning sign that this tire needed attention. So eventually I couldn't do anything because I had neglected the tire for so long that even when I tried to combat the effects of that tire, it was too late. And sometimes in the past, I have let things just go on without really evaluating what's going on. Why is this going on? Am I doing something? Am I not doing something? And then I'll feel kind of like helpless. That sense of helplessness, like I can't even get out of my own way. I don't even know which way to go. That's that loss. That sense of being lost, like with no real horizon or no real destination. You're just floating. But anyway, this is just me rambling. I'm trying to get back to the job site. I thought that road I was on, Camp Bowie 580, was going to take me to 30 West. but the road was closed, so I had to detour, and now I'm got to do a U-turn up here. 30 is a mess, man. They've been doing construction on 30, oh man, for at least I don't know, at least 9 months. They've been doing construction on 30 for 9 months, and it's getting better slowly, but it's still a mess. So the route that I normally take to come back to work, 580, Camp Bowie to 580 to 30 west, I couldn't go under the underpass and get on 30 to go west, so I had to go 30 east, turn around. But anyway, man, this is a show about me, Senior Love Daddy, the one and only. Wishing everybody a blessed weekend. Mama, Marianne, I love you. Daddy, appreciate the words of wisdom yesterday. You helped me to get back in focus. You know, gotta make sure I got financial situation taken care of, and I don't need to take that for granted. The situation I got, I need to really seriously be thankful for what I got right now. So appreciate that yesterday, Pop. Appreciate that conversation. And you older church, Brother Jay. We noticed you hadn't been in a couple years, and we average you usually give about 100 every week. So you owe us some back ties. So all right, I'll talk to y'all later.